Chapter 3. Hey, she said. Her perky voice startled me. I had been scanning the college notice board. I turned around. I had prayed for this to happen. She and I had both made it. She wore black, skin-tight jeans and a black and white striped t-shirt. Without this sweat and cream from coat, without this sweat and green from coat, her face glowed. She had translucent pink lip gloss on, with tiny glittery bits on her lips. Her hair, slightly wavy, came all the way down to her waist. Her long fingers looked delicate, hiding the power they had displayed on coat. My heart was in my mouth. Ever since I had got my admission letter, I had been waiting for the month before college opened to pass quickly and to find out if Ria had made it too. Ria, she said, you remember, right? Did I remember? I wanted to tell her I had not forgotten. I wanted to tell her I had not forgotten her for one moment since I left Delhi. I wanted to tell her I had never seen a girl more beautiful than her. I wanted to tell her that the oxygen flow to my lungs had stopped. Of course, I said. Glad you joined. I wasn't sure actually, she said, and pointed to the notice board. Is that the first year timetable? I nodded. She smiled at me again. What's your course? She asked, her eyes on the notice board. Sociology, I said. Oh, intellectual, she said. I didn't know what that meant. However, she laughed and I guessed it was something funny, so I laughed along. The notice board also had a bunch of staple sheets with the names of all first-year students and their new roll numbers. What about you? I said. I adjusted my yellow t-shirt and blue jeans while she looked at the board. I had bought new clothes from partner for St. Stephen's. I didn't look like a government office clerk anymore. I wanted to fit into my new callings. English, she said. She said, here, see, that's my name. Rian Somadi. English, it said. My heart sank. A girl doing an English degree would never befriend a country bumpkin like me. Her phone rang. She took out the sleek Nokia instrument from her jeans pocket. Hi, Mom, she said in Hindi. Yes, I reached. Yes, all good. Just finding my way. Her Hindi was music to my ears, so I could talk to her. She spoke for a minute more and hung up to find me looking at her. Mops, you know, she said. Yes, you speak Hindi? She laughed. You keep asking me that. Of course I do. Why? My English isn't good, I said, and switched languages. Can I talk to you in Hindi? What you say matters, not the language, she said and smiled. Some say there is an exact moment when you fall in love. I didn't know if it was true before, but I do now. This was it. When Rhea Somani said that line, the world turned in slow motion. I noticed her delicate eyebrows. When she spoke, she when she spoke, they moved slightly. They had the perfect length, thickness, and width. She would win at best eyebrows competition hands down. Or, as we say in basketball, it would be a slam dunk. Perhaps I should have waited to fall in love with her. However, I knew it was pointless. I had little control over my feelings. So, from my first day in college, I was in love. Rhea Somani, a basketball player, English literature student, most beautiful girl on the planet, owner of extraordinary eyebrows, and speaker of wonderful lines, had yanked my heart out of its hiding place. Of course, I could not show it. I didn't have the courage, nor would it be a smart idea. We walked down a corridor towards our respective classrooms. I had her with me for 2 more minutes. You make friends here, she said. Not really, I said. You? I have some classmates from school and Stevens. Plus, I am from Delhi, so have many friends outside. I hope I can adjust and said, I feel I don't belong here. Trust me, nobody feels they do, she said. Which residence did they give you? Rudra, I said. How about you? They don't give one to Delhi's. They don't give one to Delhi's. I'm a day sky, unfortunately, she said, using the common term for day scholars. We reached my classroom. I pretended not to see it and kept walking until she reached hers. Oh, this is my class, she said. Where's yours? I'll find out. Go ahead, I said. She smiled and waved goodbye. I wanted to ask her out for coffee, but couldn't. I would store a basket from half court 3 times in a row, but I could not ask a girl to come to college cafeteria with me. Basketball? I blurted out. What? Want to play sometime? I recovered quickly. With you. You'll kick my ass, she said and laughed. I didn't know why she felt I would kick her rear end, or why she found the phrase funny. I joined her the laugher anyway. You play well, I said as we stood at her classroom door. Okay, maybe after a few days. Once we settle into classes, she said. She walked in for her first English lecture. The joy and the responsibility, the joy and the possibility of meeting her again made me forget I had a class. I wanted to dance in the garden. The bell for the first period rang. This isn't sociology, right? I asked a clueless English student as he arrived late for his own class. You're good. Really good, she said as she wiped her face with a towel. We had played a half-court game. I defeated her 20 to 9. I look hopeless, she said. She took a sip from her water bottle. She wore a fitted sleeveless white top and purple shorts. You're fine, just out of practice, I said. She finished the water and shook the empty bottle. I'm still thirsty, she said. Coffee? I said. She looked at me, somewhat surprised. I kept a straight face. You get good juice there, I said in an innocent tone. A swarm of students burst inside the cafeteria. Given that it was lunch hour, it took us 5 minutes to get a table. They didn't have juice, so Ria settled for lemonade. I ordered a wings and cold coffee. I realized both of us had a problem initiating conversation. I couldn't talk because I didn't have the quarters. She, given a choice, preferred to be quiet. Silent Ria, I wanted to call her. I had to break this deadlock if I wanted this to go anywhere. The waiter brought us our food. In Bihar, we have aloo chop, in which we sometimes stuff keema. This means is a saying, I said. What's Bihar like? I have never been there, she said, and pursed her lips around the straw to sip her lemonade. Not like Delhi. Simple, lots of rice fields, peaceful, apart from cities like Patna. I like peaceful places, she said. There are problems too. People aren't educated. There is violence. I'm sure you have heard. Poor and backward state, as people say. You can be rich and backward too. We had awkward silence for 2 minutes. Silent Ria and scared mother. Break the deadlock, I told myself. So you live with your family in Delhi? Yes, a big one. Parents, uncles, cousins, and a brother. What do your parents do? I said. A boy should make more interesting conversation with a girl. But a loser like me had little experience or finesse in this regard. Funky business, real estate, and infrastructure. You are rich, right? I said. Idiot mother couldn't think of anything better. She laughed at my direct question. Rich in money or rich in mind, two different things. How? Rich like wealthy? Unfortunately, yes. What's unfortunate? Everyone wants to be rich. Yeah, I guess. It just embarrasses me. Plus, all the obsession with money and how it defines you. I just don't get it. I realized she and I came from different worlds. Perhaps it was a futile battle to pursue her. Logically, practically, and rationally, it made no sense. Can I try your wings? She said. I'm hungry. I nodded. I asked the waiter to get another fork. However, before he could get one, she picked up mine and took a bite. She took my fork Does it mean anything? Where is home for you? She said. Down. A small town 3 hours from Batman. Nice, she said. You would probably find it boring. No, tell me more. As you can see, I'm not much of a talker. I like to listen, she said. She seemed genuinely interested. I told her about my life back home, revolving around my mother, her school, and basketball. There wasn't much else. My father had passed away 10 years ago. He had left us a huge crumbling house, a couple of fields, and many legal cases related to property. We had some servants who stayed in the heavily servant quarters more out of fear. We had some servants who stayed in the heavenly servant quarters more out of loyalty than their pantry salaries. My ancestors were landlords, and from the Roman family of Doomtown, the oldest princely state in British India. When India became independent, the government took away our family estate and left us with an annual pension that declined with every generation. My great-granduncles squandered their money, especially since they all felt they could gamble better than anyone else in the world. Several near bankruptcies Several near bankruptcies later, the women of the house took charge as if men had all turned into alcoholics. Somehow, the women saved the family pride and the habit. All my cousins had eloped abroad and vowed never to return. My father, the only one to remain in Bihar, held the last title of Raja Sahib of Durrao. 10 years ago, he had succumbed to a cardiac arrest. My mother, Rani Saniba Durgaja, was the only strong-willed person left in the family. She brought me up and maintained the few farms left. She also ran the Duran Royal School, which taught 700 kids from nearby villages. The noise of air bubbles as Ria sucked up the last of her lemonade made me realize I had spoken non-stop for 10 minutes. I'm boring you, I said, and want to stay quiet for a few minutes. It had to be sudden Ria's turn now. Not at all. I smiled. Now you speak. If you let me talk, I won't stop. Okay, but wait. Technically, you are a prince, aren't you? Or are you the King Raja Sahib? I laughed. There are no kings and princes anymore. Only uneducated villagers talk like that. But they do, right? Seriously, am I talking to a prince? Do they address you as prince? She widened her eyes. Her award-winning eyebrows moved up and down a little. Sometimes they do. Listen, it's not important. We are not rich or anything. You live in a palace. Haven't? It's like, well, a small place. It's like, well, a small palace. Anyway, I am no prince. I am a Bihari boy tried to graduate. Do I look like a prince from any angle? See, Mo, you are tall and handsome. You could be one if you had some jewelry, she said. She had said it in jest, but it was the first real compliment she had paid me. Little cupcakes of happiness exploded inside me. Did I, a commoner, just play basketball with the Raja Sahib of Duron? She said, and burst into laughter. I shouldn't have told you. I shook my head. Sit well, she said, and tapped my wrist. My arm went all warm and tingled. What about you? Which 18-year-old girl comes to college in a BMW and calls herself a commoner? Oh, you notice. That's my dad's card. You asked me so rich. My family is, not me. As I spoke, three girls arrived at our table. We have been looking for you everywhere, one of them said. Hey girls, Ria said. Come sit with us. Madhav, meet Garima, Aisha and Rajita, friends from my class. Girls, this is Madhav, my basketball friend. I realized my place in her life. Basketball friend. Perhaps she had friends for specific purposes. The girls looked me up and down and out, checking me out. Not bad, Ria, Garima said and winked at her. The girls burst out laughing and sat down with us. Are you on the college team? Rajda asked me. She wore a red and black bandana on her head. I nodded, nervous at their bold familiarity. Madhav has played state level, Ria said, and looked at me proudly. Wow, the girls said in unison. Would you like to order anything? I said. The three girls froze and then began to laugh. It dawned on me that they were laughing at me. My English had sounded like this. Would you like to order anything? I didn't know this was such a cardinal sin. What happened? I said. Not a thing, Garima said and stood up. Thanks, Madhav. We just ate lunch. Hey Ria, let's catch up later, yeah? The three girls left. We waved goodbyes. What happened, Ria? I asked. What happened, Ria? I said. They are deceived. Forget them, she said. Dizzy? Silly and stupid. Anyway, I better leave too. My driver should be here. We walked out of the cafeteria to the main gate. Her driver blue BMW waited outside. So, I'm your basketball friend? I said as we reached the car. Well, that and my lemonade and mint Sprite. How about tea, friend? Sure. She stepped inside the car and sat down. She rolled down the window to say goodbye. Or a movie, friend? What? Need to think about it. Think about God. Will the Royal Highness condemn me to death if I say no? I laughed. I might. See you later, Prince, she said. The car drove off. I didn't know if I was a real prince or not, but I had found my princess.